Okay, so make sure you have the worksheet. I'll do chunks of video, so I'll do the first row this video, and then I'll do another video for the other rows. That way you can see if you're on the right track. So here we have some steps. So the first step is we're going to color code corresponding congruent parts. Now remember, only color things that are given. That means they have tick marks on them or matching arcs or anything that we can prove to be congruent. We can't just say something looks congruent. So that means we need to have reasons from the pink sheet if they're not marked givens. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to label those parts as A's for angles or S's for sides. And the third thing we're going to do is we're going to look at just one of the triangles and see if we can use one of the theorems or postulates from the 5 that are in your notebook. Side, 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 angle, angle, side, angle, side, or hypotenuse, leg, right angle. So we got 3 steps to do. So let's go ahead. You will, obviously, it says the first step is to color code. So you do need at least 3 different colors. So make sure you have 3 different color pencils or crayons or highlighters or pens. Just make sure you have 3 different colors. Okay. So let's start with 3 different colors. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to look at this picture and I'm going to notice that some things are already marked congruent. And remember, if they're marked congruent, those are going to be the givens, right? So this side PQ has a single tick mark and side TU on this triangle has a single tick mark. So that tells me that this side is congruent to this side. So I'm going to do those both pink, and I'm going to put the little tick mark because it was already there. And those are obviously sides. So I'm going to put a little S here and a little S here. So, and off to the side, I'm going to put an S here because that means I have a pair of S's. I don't put 2 S's here, just 1 pair. So these are pairs over here. Maybe we should put the word pair as we start off. So these are going to be pairs. So we have a pair of S's. Next thing, I'm going to look at my picture. You see how this has a single arc and this one has a single arc. So that tells me that those 2 angles are congruent. And remember, angles are the little V shapes right here. So angle P is congruent to angle T. So that's an A and an A. Those are angles. And those are given because they both had marks on them that match. So we're now given a pair of A's. Okay, get my third color. So these have a double arc. So you see the double arc and the double arc. So that means that these 2 angles are congruent to each other. So those are both A's. So I'm going to put an A by this one and an A by this one. So I do have another pair of A's. So this tells me I have a pair of S's, a pair of A's, and another pair of A's. Now, according to this picture, there's absolutely nothing else marked. Now, you might be like, oh, I think angle R has to be congruent to angle V. Well, that's great. But remember, if it's not given and you can't prove it using something on the pink sheet, then we are not allowed to say it. So this is all we're allowed to say. Now, here's the deal. After we do that, we have to look at our list. So according to our list, it could be, I'm going to switch back to a normal pencil now. It could be, since I have 2 A's and an S, that could be an ASA. I'm going to put a question mark, or it could be an AAS. So those are the only 2 things it could be, right? Could be this, it could be this. It can't be a SAS because we only have 1 S. It can't be a right angle because we don't even have a right angle. And it can't be 3 sides because we clearly don't have 3 S's here. So these are the only 2 things it could be. Now, if you look at your foldable, the rule said these are kind of named by what they have to have. So like this first one right here, this ASA, tells you that the side, you see this side is in the middle? He has to be touching both of the A's, which means the side runs into this A and runs into this A. If you pick this one, then that means this side, the S that you have, is only touching one of the A's. You see how this S is only touching this A, but not this A over here? So we have to look at a picture, and we always only look at one triangle. So leave yourself a note to look at one triangle. Look at one triangle. And you can even put that note right here. Look at one triangle, because that's going to apply to every single one. So I'm going to go ahead and color one triangle just so I'm not tempted. I'm going to pick this bottom triangle. Okay, I'm only going to look at this one triangle. And I have to ask myself, you see this side that I have, this pink side? My question is it touching both of the angles? Does it run right into this green A? Does it run right into this blue A? It does. So since it's touching both, so it's touching the side, touches both A's. The side touches both A's. So that means that it's going to be the angle, side, angle congruence. So the answer to this one is angle, side, angle. So we color coded, we labeled the A's and S's, and now we tried to decide if any of these theorems or postulates worked. And remember, you have notes in your notebook also if you didn't know about the touching. Now, remember, if we would have picked AAS, then that meant the side. This pink side was only touching one of the A's, like only touching this one, but maybe like this one was up here, and so then we would have AAS. Okay, let's go ahead and do number 2 also on this same video. Okay, so we got a color code, so you need your 3 colors. So let's see what we have matching. Well, I see this 2.5 matches this 2.5. So that is an S. Okay, so that means I got a pair of what? I got a pair of S's. Okay, let me get a new color. Do you see anything else that matches? I see this 1.5 matching this 1.5. That is clearly an S and an S. So I have another pair of S's. So I got an orange pair of S's and a blue pair of S's. Now let's look. Do we have anything else? Now we have this 2 inches here, but we don't know how long this is. So we can't pair this 2 inches up with anybody. And then we have this 60 degrees and this 50 degrees. 60 and 50, those are not matching. And we don't have any other measures. Now, if I had some more angle measures here, remember that the total inside a triangle is 180, so you might be able to figure something out. But according to this, all I have is 2 pairs of S's. And is 2 pairs of S's enough? Nope, I need 3 S's, or I need some S's and A's, or I need a right triangle. So that means it says, see if you can name it, or say none if there's not enough information. So we're going to say none. We do not have enough information. I mean, maybe if someone gave us some more information, we might, but according to this. Now try a couple more of them. Do all your color coding before you start playing the next videos. Remember, these videos are, I start you off here, but remember the expectation is that you're trying them first before you're playing a video to check.